It's a power shift, I think, in a lot of ways, but also it's reaping rewards in terms of organisations feeling that they can make changes based on what they're learning and based on what users are telling them about how the service needs to adapt. So that can be really tiny things like changing the start time of a breakfast club because parents have said, actually, I need to get the bus before I get to my place of work. And if you just started it 10 minutes earlier, that would make a massive difference to me. That can be a small change, but in terms of our funding ask, we might have said you should deliver a breakfast club between 8 o'clock and 8:45. We want them to be able to say, no, actually, what users tell us is they need a breakfast club from 7:45 until 8:45. Those things seem simple, but in our traditional sort of grant funding arrangements, those things might not have been so flexible without that ability to adapt and change based on what we're learning. Whereas in a lot of the projects that we are funding, we've said these are the outcomes that we would like this project to achieve. You tell us how you're going to do that, how you're going to make those changes throughout the course of the year, and we will support you to do that, which is quite a different dynamic in that example where you could make a small change to a project like a breakfast club starting a little bit earlier than was previously thought would be useful to parents and carers within that community. Without that flexibility, and if we stuck to a rigid start time that we thought was the best, if we stuck to that model, what could happen is that we would maybe have poor uptake of that service, and we would assume it's not a useful service because people aren't using it. But the flip side of that is changing by 10 minutes might mean that you impact a huge number of parents, uptake would increase, and suddenly you have a useful service that hasn't involved a hugely complicated consultation process or change process, but because you're responding to what people tell you, you've been able to make a quick change that has made what was a useless service or not very useful service something that's suddenly useful to many more people.